goal setting. I'll bet in this new year that was the last thing you thought you were going to hear about, right? Right. Well, I tell you what, folks, setting goals is a pretty important thing that we do, not only in our business but in our lives as well. You know, we really wouldn't function very well if we didn't set goals. And in life, as in business, I think our degree of success or failure really depends on how well we set those goals and how well we think through those goals. I'll use kind of an example here today. You know, I set a goal earlier today to visit my mother. And, you know, I had an end in mind. In other words, I set my goal based on having an end in mind, which was to visit my mother. And, you know, as I thought about that, you know, there's a number of ways that I could accomplish that goal, I suppose. You know, I could take a bus, I could take a taxi, I could ride a motorcycle, I could fly a plane, I could drive my car. So a lot of different ways to accomplish that goal. In my case, I decided the thing that made the most sense to me was to drive my car. So, you know, in setting my goal, you know, one other element involved is identifying the tools, resources that you're going to use to accomplish your goal. So once I had that done, you know, I had my goal in mind. I was going to visit my mother. I decided on the resources I was going to use in order to accomplish that. I was going to drive my car. And so, you know, it's helpful in choosing those tools and resources too to understand a little bit about the tool that I'm going to use. So, you know, it's helpful to know how to operate a car. It's helpful to know the rules of the road. Otherwise, I'd perhaps still be sitting in my garage, you know, trying to figure out how to start this car. Or once I'd gotten on the road, maybe I'd be driving down the wrong side of the street and I'd run into somebody. So, you know, understanding their tools and resources. You know, I'm not an expert. You know, I'm not an expert car driver. I'm not an expert with all the rules of the road. I guarantee you, I don't know every law and every piece of, you know, the law concerning driving. But I know enough that I can accomplish my goal. And that's what's important, is to know enough. And if you don't know that, you know, then that's something you need to learn. You need to learn the fundamentals, the basics of the tools that you're going to use to accomplish your goal. So we'll talk more about it in the meeting and explore the ideas of fundamentals, and, you know, some of the tools and resources we could use to accomplish our goal. And in the meantime, I'll get back to my driving so that I can, you know, safely accomplish my goal. And beside that, I'm pretty close to arriving at my destination. Which brings up another point before I let you go. And that is, in setting goals, is having that destination in mind. If you don't have a destination in mind, I'd be lost. You know, if I didn't know where it was I was going, if I hadn't set that goal and known where that goal was, I wouldn't know when I got there, and I wouldn't know how along the way my progress. I wouldn't know have any way of judging my progress. So again, that's another fundamental of our business and success, and that is not only setting a goal, But mapping out how you're going to get there, and then along the way, evaluate your progress to see how you're doing. So with that, I am going to wrap it up, and I will see you all on the other side. Have a great one.